So that was our first part of the Saving Corals Film Festival screening. Happy that you're here, and I'm more happy that I'm here in my virtual studio, not alone anymore. So I say a very warm welcome to the filmmaker of the Coral Gardener and of course the making of that we just saw, David Dincer. Hi David, nice that you joined us today.
Hey Andrea, how are you doing?
And you're also not alone. You got something in your box. So you brought the diver of the movie and also the actor of the movie, Andreas Häckler. Hi, Andreas.
Hi, Andrea.
So we got the chance to talk to you about this great film. And of course, you at home, you're also allowed to ask questions. Just put it on the website in the chat. And at the end of our talk here, I will make it happen that I can ask also the filmmakers for you. So David, I would say I just start with the first question to you. What was the initial mood that you entered this project with? Why did you had to do this film?
Yeah, Andrea, I was studying cinematography back then. It was like 3 years ago, I think. And I really didn't have a clue what I would do for my thesis, for my graduation film. And because I was an ocean lover, I really wanted to do something concerning the ocean. And then I saw Chasing Coral, a film that most of you probably know. It's about coral bleaching, which is like a phenomenon that is happening right now. And I didn't have the money or the time to do like a feature documentary about the topic. So I thought I might use my filmmaking education to combine those two things, to have like a narrative story about coral bleaching. And I just saw this picture of a helmet diver, and I thought this might be an interesting character for this film project. And so I had my idea for my graduation film.
Yeah, that sounds great. And like, did you had like a goal from the beginning on? Did you had like a goal that you wanted to achieve the audience, the movie, that you will reach out to them when the people now see and just saw your film? What do you want them to feel or to see?
So basically, I have this helmet diver as my main character, and I think it's cool to have this kind of human-like figure and have him tell the story about coral bleaching from a character perspective that you can relate to. So I really wanted to do something emotional about coral bleaching. It's sort of like forests that die, and this is happening underwater as well. So I really wanted to combine this natural phenomenon with a character, and so the people can relate even more to this topic.
We just saw also in the making of how hard it was to cast the main character, and then you found Andreas. So Andreas, you're a diver, also a diving instructor. Was this always something that you loved, the ocean? So, or was there a moment when you said, okay, I just want to be in the ocean all the time. I have a thing for corals. I just love this.
Yeah, I just love to being underwater, because diving is for me really one thing. If I'm under the surface, everything above is forgotten. So as longer I'm down, as longer I'm in a different world, and this I always loved in diving.
Was this also for you the same, David?
Yeah, I when I started diving, it was first in the Mediterranean Sea, and there are a lot of like shipwrecks, or I even saw a plane wreck. And when I first entered the underwater world, I thought of it like a kind of sci-fi world, science fiction world that you can discover. And also the fact that you're floating in the water, that you're like hovering, is kind of like being in space. And I think I'll never be an astronaut, but it's way easier to go diving and explore the wonderful, fantastic underwater world. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
right.
and how long you both are diving now, David? How long are you? When did you start diving?
10 years ago.
Okay, and you, Andreas?
More than 20 now.
Okay, wow, so well experienced. And David, you'd mentioned it at the beginning, you know, that you saw this movie and you were so so impressed about the coral bleach and what's going on there. But can you say how or where this fascination comes from for the corals and the oceans in your case?
I mean, as I mentioned, this film really sparked my interest because I never really thought about corals being animals and living in symbiosis. And I think this is really interesting and somehow unique on this planet. And also the fact that they produce so much oxygen, something that you never thought about before. And I think they're so fascinating creatures that they deserved a film. So I made one about it.
So great. And Andreas, you said you're diving now for 20 years. Now you met David, and then he said, okay, I need to cast an actor and diver. Was this like one of the craziest projects you were on as a diver in your experience so far?
Yeah, mainly I like crazy projects. So this was also the reason why we said to David and Pascal 1 or 2 years before that they can work for another movie in one of our dive centers. It's called The Beauty. So we know each other already 2 years, and I have been on a trade fair in 2018, I guess, or it was 18, yeah. And David sent me the Drehbuch. Yeah,
that's great.
Before, and I read it, and I really liked the story from the beginning. And I don't know if I should be the actor. It was just okay. They want to make the movie in one of our dive centers, so I was really open-minded. Yeah, sure, come and make the movie with us. It's not a problem. We like to support you. And then they asked me if I want to be the actor, and as I like the role of the diver from the beginning, it was not really a big step. I had some things in my mind or about the safety and how we have to do it. But mainly I was really happy from the beginning.
But was there also something you had to train? I mean, you were dancing there on the seafloor. I mean, I also know as an actress how long sometimes film shooting takes. So you had to stay on ground a couple of times for a longer time. Was there something dancing on the ground that you had to learn for that movie?
No, this was really something like playing we did every day. There have been much bigger challenges. This is what the people don't see when they see the movie. They don't think about how to get all the equipment on the ground and to move it every day by boat to the several spots, in which kind of depths we are, and how long the actor is inside the suit. And this has been really the challenges.
David, what was like the biggest challenge for you to just finish the movie? I mean, we had a short talk 2 days ago, and I said to you, well, was this all in the post-production? And you said, no, we did it real on location. I was like, wow, crazy. But it's a really, really big project, feels for me. So what was the big challenges for you to just go on with it and don't quit it in the middle of it?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of problems. I mean, we lost our costume for 3 days at the airport. We had problems with the costume because of a time and money issue. We couldn't really test the whole thing in a pool, and so there are many problems. Like one actor also dropped out We had to cast someone completely new on the spot in Egypt, in not a very big town. I mean, where we were, there's just the hotel and desert, so no easy way to fix problems, as well as, I mean, no hardware stores for the costume. And we lost a lot of days, like a third of the shooting days. And we had to somehow work with that. So we had to come up with a new story as well. It's not completely new, but we had to change a lot of things. And that was a big challenge, of course. I had to work a lot of hours in the edit to kind of twist the shots in a way that they could tell a story. And that was also a big challenge, but it was worth it because I knew that so many people put their heart and soul into this project. So yeah, I just really had to finish it. There was no way around it. And for me as a film student, it was also a jackpot to have all these people work with you on this kind of project, which is maybe not a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's very rare, I think. And everybody at the film school thought I was crazy. Like, as a cinematography student, you don't even get a budget for your thesis film. That's also one thing. It's not like being a directing student and getting some money beforehand. So also raising the funds was a big problem. But yeah, in the end, I'm very happy with the results, and I hope people enjoy it and care for it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a great job, and also to tell a story in a movie with the message under it, like a good message. I think you just, for me, you won an Oscar with it. So that's really great. Was there also something that was unexpected or that you learned from the ocean? I mean, you're also, you're a well-trained diver when you dive already 10 years, but was there something where you would say afterwards, I learned things again from the ocean?
I think it's the same kind of thing that you do as a diver. You always have to keep calm and adjust to the situation, and that's what we did a lot. I mean, every day was a learning experience. No one has ever put a gramophone on the seafloor, and we found out that the disc is actually spinning, but of course there's no sound coming from it. So every day we tried something new and we learned, and also the communication was key. Like there were like 2 or 3 safety divers most of the time that had to take care of Andreas and also the prop. That was a huge thing as a learning curve, I would say.
And how was it, like if you say you had to put it together? How was it? How many shooting days did you had, and how did you also? You said you didn't do any rehearsals, but like really no rehearsals, or how long did you stay in Egypt?
I think we stayed in Egypt for roughly around 20 days. And we lost around 6 days due to this costume thing. And you have to remember that you can only do 1 or maximum 2 dives. I mean, we mostly did 1 dive a day. And you can't really stay that long underwater, maybe like an hour 20 minutes maybe. So you don't really have room for many takes. You have to do it in 1 or 2 takes. So you can say maybe we spent 16 hours underwater, maybe roughly, and that's the time we used for the 10-minute short.
Interesting. And of course, because the conference is starting tomorrow, all the scientists are coming together, and this is like a best practice here to see that someone from another job or another thing is interested in that case, in the oceans, in the corals, making a movie about it. Have you like an advice how the scientists can, get to more people to act like you, to inspire also other people and stand up for the oceans?
Yeah, I mean, what advice do I have for scientists? I would say always like get another person that really doesn't have as much info about the topic that you have. Look at your work. I don't know if you're doing something in the media, have them or let them give feedback to you, and maybe don't forget the entertainment side of things, because it's easier to speak to a broader audience if you have an interesting story, or at least put it into like a interesting kind of, how do I say, interesting narrative maybe. Yeah, so don't be too abstract maybe. People don't really have as much info as you maybe.
Yeah. I have some comments here from the audience. No questions, just congratulations for the beautiful, amazing film. Thank you for that comment. I think they are both happy about it. And two quick questions. We have like 2 minutes left. How did you get the turtle in the frame like that, David?
Yeah, it's the hotel turtle. It's the turtle that usually stays in the bay and is used to, I don't know, snorkelers or scuba divers. So she or he, I don't really know, is not a shy one. So when we were shooting in the hotel bay, which is mostly like 7 meters and then goes gradually even flatter, we just found her, and then we really had to come up with an idea on the spot. And then, yeah, I just swam around, and Andreas was, I don't know, like pretending to cuddle with it, but I mean, you didn't approach her, so that's not even in the film. And it was nice because she went up for the surface, and it's this kind of nice image where the turtle goes easily up, but the diver is still kept on the seafloor because of the heavy costume.
Yeah. Another question to the Coral Guardian team. It was a beautiful film. How did you set up the breathing underwater in the suit? Maybe that's a question also that Andreas can answer.
Yeah.
In the beginning, my idea was to do it with a rebreather. So this is an aberrature where you can make no bubbles, and you breathe your air again and again, and you get new oxygen from this machine. But we was talking to some producers of these machines, and no one was really willed to support us, because this is also a question of insurances and certifications of the machines if you change something. And at the end, we put a 12-liter steel tank in this backpack I had. And then there was a tube inside the suit. And inside the helmet, I had a small regulator. And this was one of the hardest challenges also. We had to learn that always when I was breathing, I had bubbles inside the helmet. I had to go down with the helmet to let the bubbles out. Then we had again time for one shoot for some seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, until we had again bubbles. So this was really a big challenge every day to communicate and work together in this kind of rhythm.
Yeah, sounds like it. Great. But so, I mean, you found a solution and it worked out really well for us in the audience, I can say. Maybe we can make a look to the future. David, you also mentioned the Beauty, another film. It's about plastic pollution where you and Andreas met. Can we now expect more projects like this in the future? What are you working on? What's coming up next from you?
Yeah, I've just been to France 1 week ago, and I shot a music video with Julie Gauthier-Nery. Some of you probably know her. She's kind of a famous freediver, and yeah, it's going to be released in this September, I think. I shot it together with another director, And I want to keep doing these underwater projects because they're very challenging, and it's always kind of a new thing. You can always experiment with stuff, and yeah, eventually I want to turn the Coral Guardian into a bigger project. And yeah, I will go back to you, Andreas.
Yeah, that would be my next
you.
question, Andreas. If we see you again in front of the camera, or what's going on?
Yeah, we will see what will come. I'm always open for crazy projects.
Yeah, David, I can live as long as you let me is like the last final sentence in the movie. How can we, the audience, the experts, support you, your message, and your movie?
Support the movie. Yeah, I mean, in the near future, I would really like to get the bigger projects on the road, and I don't have a founding site or anything yet, but yeah, I'll have to see how I go back to you actually. So yeah, I will probably contact DEEPWAVE, and then maybe your audience can help support the bigger projects that I want to do. And yeah, that's basically how you can support it maybe in the future.
Cool. Thank you so much, David and Andreas, for joining us today and for the great film you just made. Have a great Sunday evening, and it was cool to talk to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrea.
So we make now a break until, like a little screen break until 7:20. So you can take just a quick walk or get something to eat or take a shower if it's so hot like here in Hamburg, also in your place. And we see us on 7:20 for the second part of our film festival.